Well, we know, of course, that one sector that's not flying high either is the airline sector. A lot of pain in the commercial airline industry. So, does that give companies in the private space an opportunity and a lift to private airlines? Let's find out. And we're going to ask Flexjet Chief Operating Officer Megan Wolf. Megan, thanks so much for joining us. This would seem to be, with all the health concerns out there about flying commercial, an opportunity for your company.
Absolutely. We've definitely seen our personal travel up as people are more comfortable flying on a private jet where they know the passengers they're with, and with the steps that we've taken to make the flying experience safer and limit the number of touch points that there are when they do need to travel.
So, Megan, you have about 150 jets, I imagine, of various sizes, and you can basically fly anywhere, not just domestically, but internationally. You give us an idea of what routes are most popular at the moment.
Yeah, so right now in the United States, the most popular flying that we're doing is to locations like mountainous airports, remote locations where people can get away and get to a location where they can spend time with their family and shelter in place essentially during this time. Internationally, London has still been a very popular route for us, especially New York to London, but we'll travel from spots like Peru to Moscow is not uncommon either. So we've definitely seen some international travel despite some of the restrictions, and continue to see new locations becoming requested, like Tahiti and New Zealand and Australia, because of the capability of our fleet to get to those further destinations.
And Megan, you brought up travel restrictions. I was curious, when you're operating a smaller plane in a private capacity, is it a little easier for an airline like yours to operate and to go from country to country as opposed to a big commercial airliner?
We actually have the same restrictions in terms of the requirements for the citizens to be able to travel. That's really where the border requirements fall into place. So we still have to meet those, but we have a team dedicated to working through what travel requirements do exist. And where we can do things is where testing requirements take place. We're able to get our pilots tested if they need to be to travel to certain destinations that now require crew members to be tested before they arrive. So the scale that we operate in allows us to do that as a team that we have. Allows us to take care of that in the time that's required.
And I imagine, going privately means that passengers can sometimes skirt laws that don't enable regular folk to go from country to country. And I don't mean not comply, I just mean that it's easier for them to quarantine when they get to where they're going and so on. Megan, what about rates? Can you give us an idea of how much a private jet would cost somewhere, and have they gone up?
With our fractional program and our lease program, our pricing is, for you to purchase the share, and then you have a fixed monthly management fee and an hourly rate. So it's a little bit different than the charter environment where you would just maybe pay as you go and maybe see more fluctuation. One of the benefits of flying fractional is that once you're into a contract with us, you have predictability in your pricing, and it does not fluctuate based upon what's going on in the world around you.
Wanted to ask you, too, about the fact that this is obviously an opportunity and a boon to your business. But when we talk about the aviation industry overall, if we can't get people back on commercial flights, it's still going to be a sector under quite a bit of pressure for some time.
Right. So what we're seeing is some business travel will come to the private jet industry that would have normally been in the commercial world, because there is some comfort and confidence flying with us. So what we've seen is personal travel start to inquire about business travel as they make their plans for the fourth quarter and into 2021. So I think it will take some of the travel away that maybe would have gone onto a commercial flight previously.